The murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains one of the most haunting unsolved cases in American history. In this video, we'll explore the details surrounding her tragic death, the investigation, and the theories that have captivated the public for decades. JonBenét was a 6-year-old beauty queen whose life was cut short in her own home. The case sparked national outrage and fascination, leading to countless headlines and debates. Let's begin by setting the scene and understanding why this case continues to intrigue so many. JonBenét Ramsey was a vibrant young girl, known for her participation in child beauty pageants. Her family lived in Boulder, Colorado, and she was adored by her parents and brother. JonBenét's charm and talent made her a local celebrity, but her life was tragically ended on Christmas night in 1996. Understanding JonBenét's background helps us grasp the emotional impact her murder had on her family and the community. Her story is not just about a crime, but about a little girl whose dreams were stolen. On Christmas night, the Ramsey family celebrated together. The house was filled with joy and laughter, but everything changed the next morning. JonBenét was reported missing, and a ransom note was found in the home. The note demanded a large sum of money and was unusually detailed. The family's frantic search and the discovery of the note marked the beginning of a nightmare that would unfold in the public eye. This scene sets the stage for the investigation that followed. JonBenét's body was discovered in the basement of her home, shocking both her family and investigators. The circumstances of her death were disturbing, and evidence at the scene raised many questions. The basement became the focal point of the investigation, with police and forensic experts combing through every detail. The discovery was heartbreaking and marked the start of a complex and controversial inquiry into what happened that night. The Boulder Police Department launched an immediate investigation. However, the handling of the crime scene was criticized, as many people entered the house before it was secured. Evidence was potentially compromised, and the investigation faced challenges from the very beginning. The police tried to piece together the events, but conflicting information and media attention complicated their efforts. This scene highlights the difficulties faced by law enforcement in the early stages. The ransom note found in the Ramsey home was unusual in length and detail. It demanded $118,000, the exact amount of John Ramsey's recent bonus. The note's language and handwriting became a major focus for investigators, who questioned its authenticity and origin. Experts analyzed the note for clues, but its mysterious nature only deepened the confusion. The ransom note remains one of the most puzzling elements of the case. As the investigation progressed, suspicion fell on the Ramsey family. Police and media questioned their actions and statements, searching for inconsistencies. The family's behavior, including their cooperation with authorities, was analyzed in detail. Some believed the parents were involved, while others defended them. The intense scrutiny placed enormous pressure on the Ramseys, turning their grief into a public spectacle. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey quickly became a media sensation. News outlets covered every development, often speculating and sensationalizing the story. The case dominated headlines, and the public became obsessed with the details. The media's involvement influenced public opinion and even the investigation itself. This scene explores how the media shaped the narrative and contributed to the ongoing mystery. Forensic experts examined the crime scene for clues. DNA evidence, fibers, and other materials were collected and analyzed. However, results were inconclusive, and some evidence was contaminated. The complexity of the forensic findings made it difficult to draw clear conclusions. This scene highlights the role of science in the investigation and the limitations faced by experts. The public's reaction to JonBenét's murder was intense and emotional. People across the country followed the case, expressing outrage and sympathy. The tragedy touched hearts and sparked debates about justice and child safety. This scene explores how the community and nation responded, and how the case became a symbol of unresolved grief. As the investigation stalled, various theories emerged about what happened to JonBenét. Some believed an intruder was responsible, while others suspected someone inside the house. Theories ranged from elaborate conspiracies to simple explanations, each with its own set of supporters. This scene introduces the main theories and sets the stage for deeper exploration. The intruder theory suggests that someone broke into the Ramsey home and committed the crime. Supporters point to signs of forced entry and unknown DNA found at the scene. However, critics argue that evidence for an intruder is weak and circumstantial. This theory remains controversial, with ongoing debates about its plausibility. Another major theory is that a family member was involved in JonBenét's death. This idea is based on inconsistencies in statements and evidence found inside the home. Some believe the parents or brother may have accidentally caused her death and tried to cover it up. The theory is highly debated and has never been proven, but it continues to fuel speculation. Investigators found little physical evidence to support the intruder theory. The house showed no clear signs of forced entry, and the timeline of events was difficult to reconcile. Critics argue that the lack of evidence makes the intruder theory unlikely. This scene examines the arguments against the possibility of an outside perpetrator. Despite suspicions, there was no definitive evidence linking the Ramsey family to JonBenét's murder. DNA tests did not match any family members, and some forensic findings contradicted the theory of family involvement. This scene explores the reasons why the family theory remains unproven and controversial. The media played a significant role in shaping public perception of the case. News reports often focused on sensational details, influencing how people viewed the Ramsey family and the investigation. The media's coverage sometimes led to misinformation and rumors, complicating the search for truth. This scene discusses the impact of media on the case. Over the years, the case saw various legal proceedings, including grand jury investigations and civil lawsuits. The Ramseys were cleared by a grand jury, but suspicions lingered. Legal battles added complexity to the case, and the search for justice continued. This scene outlines the major legal events and their outcomes. The murder and subsequent investigation deeply affected the Ramsey family. They faced grief, suspicion, and relentless media attention. The family struggled to cope with the loss and the public scrutiny. This scene explores how the tragedy shaped their lives and relationships. The Boulder community was shaken by JonBenét's murder. Residents rallied around the family, offering support and demanding answers. The tragedy brought people together, but also created divisions as theories and suspicions grew. This scene highlights the community's reaction and ongoing involvement. Despite extensive investigation, JonBenét's murder remains unsolved. The case is considered a cold case, with occasional new leads and renewed interest. Law enforcement continues to review evidence, hoping for a breakthrough. This scene discusses the current status and ongoing efforts to solve the mystery. Recent advances in DNA technology have renewed hope for solving the case. Investigators have re-examined evidence using modern techniques, searching for new clues. While no definitive answers have emerged, the possibility of a breakthrough remains. This scene explores the role of science in the ongoing investigation. JonBenét's case continues to fascinate the public. Documentaries, books, and online forums keep the story alive, with people analyzing every detail. The mystery has become part of American culture, inspiring ongoing interest and debate. This scene examines why the case remains so compelling. The JonBenét Ramsey case influenced how law enforcement approaches child homicide investigations. Lessons learned from the mistakes and challenges have shaped protocols and training. This scene discusses the lasting impact on police procedures and the pursuit of justice for victims. JonBenét's murder raised awareness about child safety and protection. Parents and communities became more vigilant, and organizations promoted new safety measures. The tragedy sparked important conversations about preventing similar crimes. This scene highlights the positive changes inspired by the case. The media's handling of JonBenét's case raised questions about ethics and responsibility. Sensational reporting and speculation sometimes harmed the investigation and the family. This scene explores the importance of ethical journalism and the lessons learned from the coverage. JonBenét's story has been referenced in movies, TV shows, and other media. The case's notoriety has made it a subject of artistic and cultural expression. This scene looks at how the tragedy has influenced popular culture and the ongoing fascination with unsolved mysteries. The Ramsey family has worked to preserve JonBenét's memory and legacy. They have participated in interviews, written books, and advocated for justice. Despite the pain and controversy, the family remains committed to honoring JonBenét's life. This scene explores their efforts and the impact of their advocacy. The murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains an unsolved mystery. New theories and evidence occasionally surface, but the truth is elusive. The case continues to inspire hope for resolution and justice. This scene reflects on the enduring questions and the search for answers. The JonBenét Ramsey case has taught important lessons about crime investigation, media influence, and community response. Mistakes and successes have shaped future approaches to similar cases. This scene summarizes the key takeaways and their significance for society. As we conclude, the murder of JonBenét Ramsey stands as a tragic and unresolved chapter in American history. The case has influenced law enforcement, media, and society, leaving a legacy of questions and lessons. JonBenét's memory endures, and the search for justice continues. Thank you for joining us as we explored this haunting mystery.